Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to Can't Catch a Break. I'm DJ and Dr. Sharp. Thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. I'm back again, everyone. Thank you, family and friends, and those that's taking out their busy schedule to listen to Can't Catch a Break. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Let's get this show on the road. All right. All right. So those that's listening, we thank you all for just really, really taking out your time. You don't have to listen. But thank you. Your feedback is very important to us. If you have a comment, you would like to a feedback, poll us, go ahead. We're open. It's good to disagree and agree. Okay, this podcast is to help individuals who feel like they can't catch a break. Okay, by sharing their stories, overcoming setbacks, fostering sense of community, and reminding them that they are not alone in their struggles. This podcast but transform challenges into opportunities for growth by sharing practical strategies, inspiring stories, and expert insights on building stronger mindsets. And yes, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, people, in this day and time we are living in. So, for those in all walks of life, different color back, the ethnic background, guess what? You're not alone. And guess what? We in together. So, on this podcast, we talk about building. We talk about stories. We talk about uh, that things that are uh, people are challenged with. This is what you got to do because issues are here. People need encouragement. People need someone when they're down and out to encourage them, to help them um, to overcome challenges and things when they're facing adversities in life. And so it's good to have people that can understand. You don't want nobody that don't understand. Okay, so we want to let you know that this podcast Can't Catch a Break is all about, and this name of Can't Catch a Break. If you type it on search on podcast, you see it might come up in different like a different title. But I know that in the system under this podcast, that name is generated under Riverside Podcast. Yes, it is. So Can't Catch a Break is here, and uh, we also have views uh, of audio that you can listen to when you're not doing anything. If you have a feedback, want to talk, let's do it. You can see my email. You can look me up. I'm on there on a platform of Riverside FM podcast. So we have a good episode. All right, let's talk about something here on this episode. Really, we are in some times right now where people just need to talk. Communicate. We see there's a lot of disagreement, a lot of things that's going on. There's a lot of disunity, a lot of separation. We're living in those times right now. Belonging from our government, our federal government, to the White House to the church house. We see these things are rapidly growing at a rate like never before. Okay. And on today's episode, I like to talk about something that's very important because it's been in the news. Of course, sure y'all seen the news on social media platforms how legals, those that are legal foreigners, have been, really been arrested, uh, by ICE. You see, and false truths. You see in some platforms they're spreading false truth about everybody over here is not violent criminals. Everybody over here is not over here illegal. Okay, foreigners they're not illegal, and this is a story really that causes an uproar, to causes feedback to other places, to so people that are here, that's foreigners that are illegal, not violent at all, no violent crime offenders at all, they are being targeted. Why is that? Well, when you look at what's going on in America today, um, some Americans are overstepping their boundaries. when it comes to what? The law. When it comes to spreading false information, even though they say in the First Amendment that you have protection of free speech, okay, in the First Amendment. But sometimes spreading false information can lead to legal consequences. People don't know that. Nobody is above the law. And I think that when it comes to intimidation of people um, with this false information, or you incite crime on the person because over here they're illegal, they're foreign citizens, then that it could constitute defamation, okay? And you can be seen by the courts, okay? That is not protected by the First Amendment, okay? Okay, defamation is not okay protected by the First Amendment. Repeat that again, okay? Because some people have done things and think that they can get away with that, okay? But once again, repeat that again, okay? For the sort of third, fourth time, okay? Remember, okay? Defamation is not protected by the First Amendment, okay? I know people, defamation, it goes a long way in some areas, but then when it comes to harassment and threats and incitement of violence toward a person and false information, that's a pattern of harassment and intimidation. Then especially against legal legal foreign citizens. That's constituted as hate. See, look at these laws, the Constitution. See, people. You have some people that are twisting this up, but they're not looking at the big picture. Okay, all right. When it comes to on the national origin of race or other protected characteristics, this can constitute a hate crime or criminal offense, according to the Department of Justice. So we read research so you can understand this, that it's free to protest. You have the freedom of speech. But when it comes to defamation, when it comes to race, when it comes to that, then you are stepping over boundaries, and then you are constituting to a hate crime, which is a criminal offense. Okay? And I think some people need to be woke up because what they hear on TV, when they see what some of the politicians are doing, how they're acting toward certain things, they feed off what they see. Some people do. Different groups feed off what they see. And so that's why you see this kind of chaos going on from the universities, and you see this going on, from different places of the states around because of what we're seeing here was happening of this false truth, and harassment of legal foreign citizens, and it shouldn't be. Immigrants is over here, okay? All right, our nation of fine immigrants over here, okay? So, according to the 18 U.S. Code 1038, okay, spreading false information that could cause panic, endanger public safety, or interfere with emergency service can lead to criminal charges under this federal statute. Now, see that one right here. When we look at that, we look at the fact is that when we seen January 6th, let me go back there too. These were people spreading false information, and you see how they came and took over the Capitol, the public safety. You see what happens, right? But this was a happen code, a U.S. 18 U.S. Code 1038. This was public endangering public safety, interfering with emergency service. Okay, you see where they attacked the police when the police was trying to guard uh, the Capitol. We see that happen. Yet we see some. The lady said she's part of it. I've seen this one lady on TV. She said she was part of it, so she said she'll be held accountable for it. They was trying to pardon her. She didn't want to get pardoned for what she did, and she was on camera. and she was, and yet, okay, so we got some that will uphold the law and say, you know what, I did, okay, I'm found guilty, innocent, but in the court of law. So I'm just saying, these things happen, and it's happening in the United States, where people that are just trying to live come from another country, gain gain citizenship, foreigners. Some are being harassed with false truth, defamation of character. We see it, we hear it on TV, you hear it on, I mean, it's just everywhere now. And we see the drive from different people that's pushing all this, which is wrong. And before God, one nation under God, it is wrong. Okay. And also, when it comes to human life and information, and any attempt to commit, okay, can result in civil penalties and imprisonment according to 18 U.S. Code 35. You better learn these laws because some people are here doing things, and when they help be held accountable, these codes gonna fit their description if they doing what these codes are saying. So, and then there's another code, 18 U.S. Code 112. When you start targeting foreign officials, threatening, harassing people that come over here visiting from other countries, okay, or international, just come over here. Um, it's a federal offense. Did y'all know that? I know some people radical, groups are radical. Well, they don't. And then you got, these adults, you got the youth involved. Seeing these young teenagers out there with that. You see this on the news. It shouldn't be. It's embarrassing. It shouldn't be in America, land of the free, home of the brave. Okay, what's going on? hmm So it's important to know that. As foreign citizens, they come over here and they become citizens. Okay, all right. So the government, he can't punish, uh, suppress or punish speech just because it's false. But there's a guideline. When you step close to a guideline or something when it's still into a code, especially with this uh, defamation, okay, harassment. When you search that code, you'll see, according to the Department of Justice, this is false information when it comes to harassment, intimidation, and threats. Then that's when um, it can constitute as a crime or criminal offense, according to the Department of Justice. When someone who's, if you're listening out there, you know someone, you see this, and hey, it's best to say to that person, hey, that's not right. That's not right because you could be punished, criminal charges against to you, be in prison, certain things. So I think people need to be aware of that. If they're getting out there, peaceful protests, peaceful protests. But when it comes to a person of really getting to a point where you're gonna become commit a crime or toward that person, defamation of character toward that person, then you have just made yourself a open door to walk right into a jail cell. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you that. Uh, and the thing is, um, when people enter this country in a document, you can't lie about that. So it's another thing, and a false name. Okay, because you can't. Those are false statements under oath by the rules and regulations of immigration. So those things when it comes. So I'm talking about this because we see a lot of things that are kind of when it comes to due process. Due process. There's a lot of things that are not been upheld according to the law. There's a lot of things that ain't been upheld according to the law.
Powered by Riverside FM.
I just want to share that with you because it's not. It's not. Because if it's not, then something is wrong. It's not hold. If the law is not uphold right the right way, when it comes to you trying to commit crimes, then you're going to jail. You shouldn't be committing crimes anyway. I'm talking to somebody. The law is for the lawless. If you get my drift, do you understand? And many are listening today. Appreciate you. Just identifying the things that people get zealous, want to pick with people because they're over here, they're foreigners and they're legal. But, this is unacceptable. Yeah. And the thing is, that a lot of people have reported people to immigration. A lot of people have lied, you know, about being a U.S. citizen. And there's violations according to the Nationality Act, if you read that, when it comes to unlawful entry, failure fleeing immigration checkpoints, marriage fraud, and commercial enterprise fraud. These are the civil violations of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Those things right there. And then, I was listening to that about can a U.S. citizen be deported? No. I don't care what president, what Senate, what House, you can't deport a U.S. citizen. Remember that. And sometimes the law can come on some kind of way, but a naturalized citizen can have their citizenship revoked through denaturalization if it was attained through fraud that potentially leading to deportation. Okay, so they can't, as a citizen, you cannot be deported. Don't let nobody put their fear in you. You're protected by the Constitution. Remember that. And besides, it'll be a lot of people if they even try. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people. Billions. Yeah, they wouldn't win. Not even the military wouldn't win because it's wrong. And anyone who's talking like that should be had their head examined. Should be seeking counsel because that is not what the Constitution says. Okay? And all this birthright, citizens trying to, wow. I mean, wow. I just don't understand that. They are protected by a deportation with the law. And if any judge, Supreme Court judge, disagree with that, then they need to be out as a Supreme Court judge. If you side with that, then you ain't being fair and you ain't wearing it out. But what you supposed to do? You can't be partial. You can't be partial. And when it comes to politics, I think, and I know for a fact Supreme Court judges shouldn't be involved in politics. Just because you was elected by a Republican or Democrat president doesn't mean you have the right to put politics in there to give favor in a way. What we're seeing is weak. Never had a Supreme Court like this that we see when it comes to those that went on. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Justice Scalia, many of them that went on. But this here, this is not normal, y'all. The Supreme Court here, we see them enact laws, but then turn around when it comes to look at the gerrymandering thing on Texas and all these other people, Indiana, and everyone's trying to do this because they want to cheat for election. And I think the Supreme Court should say, no, shoot it down. Everybody stay where they at. It's called gerrymandering. That's what that is. And I think if any Supreme Court judge will side with that, then I think that, and I know for a fact that they're not helping the situation, they're making it worse. And I think that term limits for a Supreme Court judge, if they're going to act like that, because you're of a certain party, should be uh, limit. They should, matter of fact, they should change. Congress should change term limits for the Supreme Court judge because now they steady, you see a group of them coming on and they're siding to me in politics when it comes to a political party, certain party, which you shouldn't do. But we're seeing out of the six of them, you see, you know, but we see how they're siding now. And so yeah. So I think the court should be, I think Congress and whoever wins the Congress next year or 2026 midterms should reevaluate that about these term limits for these Supreme Court judges because they should not be involved when it comes to politics in the way that we see it right now. America democracy is under attack. The Constitution is under attack. But we got to pray as Christians. We pray for this. We got to live here, but we have to pray as Christians. I'm not here to force my religion on you. I'm just saying the Bible tells us to pray always, and we got to pray for the United States of America, people, because what we're seeing right now is not normal. We're seeing a takeover. We're seeing when it comes to the laws, we're seeing things are not being obeyed. It's on TV, it's on the news. These are the facts. Young people, old people, they get the witnesses. They grow up, but they gonna tell their kids when they grow up. It seems like I heard it back in the '60s things, but now where it is 2025, and it seems like the era of that, in a way, has came and crept in to a point where we see where things are not in favor of people of a race. Some, some races. We see the ones that are being deported. No due process. What you say about that? And then we look at the fact is that we look at what's going on with our economy. We look at it's a lot of things going on. Okay, what's going on? Too much power to the president. I think they should get some limitation. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You should get some limitations. It shouldn't be no. I mean, shouldn't the throw talking about not no. You ain't gonna serve more. They should cut it down just to 4 years instead of 8 years. 2 terms. It shouldn't even be that because now we're seeing what's happening. If a person get back in there, we see right now what's there happening. Just to see now how I can get back. At the judges fire them, those in high-ranking officials' office fire them. We see a lot of firing now. You come and take over, look into your personal information, Department of Treasury, all that information from that person come in and take over. Yeah, a lot of things is happening that shouldn't be. So I know back when you had like Cantor and them, John Boehner and them, all the ones like that. It wasn't they wouldn't let that stuff happen. When George Bush them, it wouldn't happen like this. But yeah, they all retired. They left because they saw some things coming. But now you got the ones in here, the Grassleys, the Grahams. You got different ones, Connor, Kanye. You got so many of the Cruises. You see these one Blackburn. You see the ones like that. Yeah, you see what's going on. Senators from Oklahoma, Texas. These are senators, and this is how they talk. Yet they don't stand up to the president when it comes to the law. I mean, some of them just to me want the salaries. They want the salaries. They want to the benefits. But the voters was the one that voted the Republicans and Democrats in office. Seem like, they come to town hall means they're not showing up there because the people want better. Children want better education. Everything has been attacked right now. So we just got to pray, y'all. I know, and you see independents, people independents, and then the Senate they talking Bernie. Look at look at him in front. Look yes, look at he Barney is talking. He's independent. Yeah, he's speaking up. Oh well, so this is where we at. So, and I think that we need to just keep praying for the people here that's trying to live, trying to raise their children. That's all illegal. Foreign citizens, people here, period, that's from a foreign country, well, that's legal over here, that they be protected. And no invasions of cities. We never had a National Guard come in a city and take over a city. What we're seeing now. Some governors don't even want to come in there because the police can handle it. See, this is abuse of power. When you look at California, that was abuse of power. The governor has the right to call a National Guard. These are all abuse of powers we're seeing. hmm People being elected into office, background, proof shouldn't be a judge, a U.S. attorney, proof. And it's proof. You got to have proof. What I'm talking about is proof. We see it on the news. We know. Yes. So I just say this. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Okay, when it comes to illegal immigrants, okay, do they have do illegal immigrants have civil rights in the U.S.? Yes, they can. And they're protected in the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which, matter of fact, the Civil Acts right now is law. The Civil Act Department is trying to be vetted, taken away. Did you know that? Y'all know that? Uh huh. So do vote if the gerrymandering thing, whatever happens, in Texas or Indiana, those vote the ones that got in there because of cheating. Vote them out and vote people in that's law abiding, that inside with that foolishness that's going on in America. It's a disgrace. Um, for 2026, we look at, and then you look at Congress, they're on recess. And you see the, like that, the ones, Jim Jordan, Scalise, now Margie Green, and Virginia, those ones. Oh, and look at how they act. Look at those. I mean, really. Okay. Look what's going on. Look how they act. Okay. Look what they're doing. And the Johnsons, Louisiana. Look at this crime rate down there. Look at the crime rate down there. It's 10 cities right now, but most of them has governors, but they're being attacked. Some of the 10 cities that have high crimes, and they ain't doing it about it. But certain ones are being picked off for what? Because of a party. Hmm. So, so the 14th Amendment. I just want to reiterate the 14th Amendment. 14th Amendment, when it comes to dress code, Congress passed and the states ratified the 14th Amendment. Is the very first sentence states unambiguously all persons born naturalized in the United States and subject to jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. Okay, this is the dress code. Okay, so remember that. Don't get that people twist you up with falseness because they will when for a certain party. I don't care what party, Republican, Democrat. You don't be trying to twist people up. Speak the facts. That's what it's all about. One nation under God. Uh, and the Bill of Rights. What we say about the Bill of Rights when it comes to this of misconduct, infringement, okay, discrimination in employment, police misconduct, excessive force, infringement, freedom of speech and assembly. These are some of the modern day of how the Bill of Rights are violated. It comes to housing and police misconduct, excessive force, for infringement on freedom of speech and assembly. Yeah, yeah. So we in those times. I just wanted to enlighten someone because our school kids, those that's going to school, they need to know this because they're gonna grow up and they're gonna see a lot of things that is gonna happen if don't nothing change now. As these years pass them as the age of 12, 13, 14, or 15, 16, 17, they're gonna see some things. But then what could the teacher teach them? Case about the Constitution was being violated. Yes. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Keep praying. Keep your head up. Remember, learn your laws. You're citizens. You're protected legally. Yes, you are. Of the law. Yeah. And do be accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. Okay. Everybody want to live. They don't. They want to live in peace. They don't want to be bothered with this kind of uh, false information. Okay. And all these people they're famous people because of because of their race, the color background, and they're over here legal. I pray for them. These people want to live. I pray for all the foreigners that's over here legal, trying to live, raise a family, no matter what race you are. You know, hey, it's a free country. That's why everybody trying to get over here. This is a free country. Is it changing into an anarchy? Hierarchy? What is it changing into? Taking server. Okay, is it, I mean, really, is it changing what we see, people? Who knows, in 10 years, this world might not be in existence. Who knows? We might not be here. You know that? We might not even be here. Uh-huh. Why not? We might not.
Powered by Riverside FM.
All right, well, thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. Yes, it is. Yes. Thank you all. Y'all have a good and a fantastic and a wonderful day always. You are destined to win. You're always destined to win. Always destined to win because y'all are somebody. Everybody is somebody. Everybody's given a chance to dream. Everybody's given a chance to help, to love, to honor, to respect each other. Do it. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. It helps others. Makes the world a better place. Then we ain't in a perfect world either. But I just want to say to those that there are people that are out there and you see people from different nationality, foreigners that are over illegal. Remember, they're human just like we are. We're one nation under God. So we're better together. Because there's unity, there's strength. Thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break with me and Dr. Shar. Really appreciate you. If you'd like to subscribe, go ahead. You if you want to send your feedback, send it in. If you'd like to, hey, debate, let's talk. You want to, let's go. I'm ready. It's good to disagree and agree. We will talk with you. We'll talk with people outside. We talk everywhere. We are a talking people. Me and my wife, Dr. Sharp. Yes, we love everybody. We just want the best for everybody because somebody wanted the best for us. Somebody gave us a chance. So guess what? You get a chance like everybody else. All right, till we meet again. Tell someone about Can't Catch a Break. Thank you, children. Keep the children. Keep the head up. Keep encouraging them. Teenagers. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Every dog must have his day.
Let's do this.